After 60, you start noticing something strange. People you've known for years start treating you differently. A bit colder, a bit distant, a bit off. Some even stop contacting you altogether. And you think, what did I do? But here's the uncomfortable truth. Most of the time, you didn't do anything wrong. My wife and I were talking about this on our drive out here to Bolton Abbey today, because a friend of ours of 30 years suddenly stopped contacting us. They were always reliable, never missed a birthday or Christmas, until 4 years ago they just stopped. No explanation, and we haven't heard or seen from them since. Not even a Christmas card. Their loss. The real reason people don't like you has nothing to do with you and everything to do with them. But that doesn't make it harmless, because if you misunderstand it, you'll start changing yourself, trying to fix something that was never broken, and that's where the damage starts. Here are 6 reasons people start pulling away, and what's really going on. First, you stop playing the role they expected. For years you were predictable, reliable, easy to understand. You showed up in a certain way and they got used to it. Then something changes. You say no more often. You're not as available. You stop explaining yourself. You think you're just living your life, making necessary changes, because after all you are getting older and you want to protect your energy and peace. But from their side, they see something. You've changed. And people don't like change, especially when it no longer benefits them. So they don't argue, they don't confront, they just pull back. And you feel it, but you can't quite explain it. Number 2, you make them uncomfortable. This is the one most people never see. You haven't done anything wrong, you've just changed how you live. You've stopped chasing, you've started living more on your terms. You think you're just getting your life in order, but what they see is something very different. They see a version of life they didn't choose. They see time they don't have, or think they don't have. They see decisions they didn't make, and won't make. And now, without saying a word, you've created a comparison. And comparison is uncomfortable, not because of you, but because of what it brings up in them. They start thinking, should I have done that? Could I have done that? Why didn't I do that? And that creates tension. I have found that with someone who slowly distanced themselves from me as this YouTube channel grew. Until then, we were struggling together, so instead of dealing with that, they distanced from the source of it, which is you. Not because they dislike you as a person, but because of how they feel now when they're around you. And this is the line most people miss. People don't pull away from who you are. They pull away from how you make them feel about their own life. Before we go on, a few people have started supporting the channel as members. If you'd like to do that, there's a join button below. No pressure at all. Number 3, you stop seeking approval. For most of your life, you were easy to deal with. You were agreeable, cooperative, you kept the peace. Well, most of the time. But after 60, something shifts. You stop needing it. You stop explaining. You stop justifying. You just do what you think is right. And that feels freeing for you, but not for them. To them, it feels different. It feels like distance, like they've lost their influence, like they've lost their place. And people don't like that, so they label it. You're stubborn, difficult, you've changed. But what's actually happened is this. You've stopped playing their game with their rules. And they don't like your new game with your new rules. Number 4, you set boundaries. You start saying no, you protect your time, you stop overgiving. You think this is healthy, and it is. But the people who benefited from the old version of you, they won't like the new one. You were always available. You were helpful. You were easygoing. Now you're selective. And that creates friction. Not loud, but noticeable. Less contact, less warmth, less ease, and you think, what's changed? Well, this changed. You stopped giving more than you should. Number 5, you reflect something back. People don't just see you, they see themselves in you. You're calmer, they're more stressed. You're content, they're still chasing. You're honest, they're avoiding. And without realising it, you become a mirror. And not everyone likes what they see, so they don't change. They just dislike the mirror, and that mirror is you. Number 6, you stop needing them. For years, there was a balance. You needed each other in different ways, but after 60, you start standing on your own. You're more independent, you are more certain of yourself, and you're a lot more self-contained. You think this is a good thing, and of course it is. But it changes the dynamic. You're no longer looking for approval. You're no longer looking for validation. And from their side, that can feel like rejection, even though it isn't. And that's when distance sets in. Let me say this clearly. This isn't about fixing people. Not at all. It's about understanding what's actually happening. So you don't make the mistake of changing yourself to win back something that was never real in the first place. Because the moment you start adjusting, shrinking, explaining, just to be liked, you lose something far more important. You lose yourself. So here's the shift in mindset. Not everyone has to like you, and the people who don't aren't always the problem. But your response, that's what matters. So here's the question. Where in your life are you still trying to be understood by people who were never ever going to get you? Let me know in the comments. I would like to hear your story and your experience of this. If this video has resonated with you, watch this one next. It talks about the things that you should never tell anyone after 60. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Hello? Yeah, I'll be home at 5 o'clock for my tea. All right, okay. Bye.